translate because my English is not perfect, so voilà. Someone speak French here? No. Donc aujourd'hui, je vais vous parler de bandes LED pour mettre de la lumière dans vos costumes.
So today I will be talking about the LEDs that you will be putting on your costumes.
For make light and effects inside. Donc, moi j'utilise deux types de bandes différentes, les bandes RGB et les bandes programmables.
So she used two different types of bonds, one of RGB and one program.
So, donc les RGB, elles sont faciles d'utilisation. Vous pouvez les mettre facilement dans votre costume, mais vous n'allez pas pouvoir faire des effets de programmation très spécifiques, contrairement aux autres bandes. Mais ça peut être bien pour débuter, parce que du coup, c'est du plug and play, quoi. On branche et puis ça s'allume.
So for the RGB, they are easy to put on your clothes because they are easy to use, but you cannot make a lot of programmation with them. They are not like super sophisticated.
Mais c'est bien parce que ça va vous mettre de la lumière tout de suite et vous n'aurez pas besoin de faire de la programmation un peu plus poussée par ordinateur.
But it's good because it will let you put like light in your clothes easily and you will not need a computer to do programmation and everything.
Donc elle se présente sous forme de... Donc c'est des bandes comme ça, avec des petites LED qui sont connectées dessus. Il existe différentes, on va dire, densités de LED. Il y en a où il y a plus ou moins de LED par mètre. Et après, ça va dépendre, plus il y aura de LED par mètre, plus elles seront chères, entre guillemets.
So they are presented like that. You can find small LEDs all along the thing, and then you can, the LEDs can change. You can put more LEDs on it, and they are closer or they are more spaced. And the more that you have LEDs on it, the more expensive it will be.
Après, pour les connecter, souvent c'est vendu avec des petits terminaux comme ça que vous branchez en USB sur des batteries externes qu'on utilise pour recharger les téléphones portables. Donc c'est des batteries 5 volts.
Okay, so you can easily put them on power banks and with 5 volts,
Yes.
volts, and you can use only a USB cable to charge them.
So I'll show you. This is programming LED. Where is it? Here. So you put on the right, and it's light. It's very easy, and you have a remote here. Try to make in English. Remote here for change color. It's easy. You can just put on the button for change color. If you need just one color on your costume, it's easy to put inside. You have also, you can drive it with the remote and à distance en fait.
Without, not like Bluetooth, but
ear.
Wireless.
Huh?
Wireless.
Wireless. So, with this you have some effect like change color easy, and you can just put one color. It's cool, but c'est bien, mais la bande en fait c'est comme si c'était qu'une seule LED, c'est-à-dire que toutes les LED vont faire la même couleur en même temps.
It's good, but the issue is like all the LEDs will make the same color at the same time, so it will look like a big LED making the same color. Like you cannot make different color at the same time.
Yes. C'est là qu'on passe. You can shut up and hop. It's up. Alors il faut faire attention parce que certaines bandes, en fait, comme celle-ci par exemple, vous avez les petits pins là en cuivre. C'est ici que vous pouvez couper les bandes. Mais par exemple, sur cette bande-là, vous voyez, il y en a un toutes les trois LED, donc vous ne pouvez pas couper la bande à ce niveau-là, sinon ça ne marchera plus. Alors que sur celle-ci, par exemple, vous en avez un toutes les LED, donc vous pouvez vraiment choisir le nombre de LED que vous avez besoin par section.
Okay. So for this one, you cannot cut it easily because there is like 3 LEDs next to each other. So you cannot cut the LEDs in the middle like where you want, or you cannot guess how many LEDs you want. But for the other one, you can cut it exactly. You can exactly, precisely have the number of LEDs that you want. Because here it's just two LEDs next to each other, or here it's like 3 next to each other with the electric piles.
C'est connecté. Disons que sur cette bande-là, vous avez toutes les petites résistantes qui sont autour de la LED, donc vous avez un lot de résistance par LED, alors que sur celle-ci, il y a un lot de résistance pour 3 LED, donc du coup vous ne pouvez pas couper entre les LED. De toute façon, on peut couper que sur les petits pins cuivrés, et c'est grâce à ces petits pins que vous pouvez refaire des connexions avec des câbles pour, par exemple, là vous avez des LED autour de votre poignet, pour en amener d'autres au niveau de votre épaule. Là vous allez pouvoir passer des câbles et vous allez les connecter justement par ces petits plots.
So for this one, the resistance and everything that composes the LED, it's like in the same place, in the same compartments. Or for this one, like for 3 LEDs, you have 1 resistance. So you cannot cut it in the middle. Yeah, you can cut when you want 3 LEDs, for example. You cut with the quivers here, and you to make like LEDs for your hands or LEDs for to relate it from here to the neck or to any place you want. And for this, pour celle-ci,
Alors, pour celle-là, en fait, le problème c'est que si par exemple vous avez besoin que de 8 LED, comme c'est par 3, bah, vous serez obligé d'en prendre 9 et vous allez peut-être avoir un bracelet qui sera plus grand. Donc c'est mieux de prendre des bandes de LED où elles sont individuelles par section en fait. Mais celles-ci sont plus chères que celles-là, donc après ça dépend vraiment de ce qu'on a besoin.
So for this one, like if you need, for example, 8 for your hands, you cannot cut only 8 because they go by 3. So you will cut 9 and it will be bigger than your hands. But for the other one, since you can cut it one by one, you can have 8 exactly. But the other one is a little bit more expensive.
Alors, pour parler des prix, après je ne sais pas trop si c'est la même chose en Grèce qu'en France, donc du coup je ne peux pas forcément trop me prononcer, mais moi je commande beaucoup sur AliExpress, donc ça livre partout dans le monde.
Okay. So for the prices, it may not be the same in Greece and France, but for Nad, she buy them on AliExpress and she recommend them on AliExpress.
Yes, I command on AliExpress because it's less expensive than in a shop in France, because in France you see the price. Okay, and in AliExpress, 5-meter LED bands. By 60 LED permits, I think it's around 30 euros. And in France, if you want the same, you can pay for 70 or 80 euros. So I prefer to buy it on AliExpress, it's more cheaper. So this is the RGB LED. All bound LED, it's RGB, but this is very, it's different like the other. Donc là maintenant je vais parler de celles qui sont programmables et qui permettent de faire plus de choses intéressantes. Mais il faut s'y connaître un peu en programmation.
So now she will talk about the programmable LEDs, that you can do more things with them and that you can program with the computer.
So, alors, pour ce qui est de la connexion, c'est pareil, on utilise toujours une batterie 5 volts parce que c'est des bandes de LED 5 volts. D'ailleurs, il faut faire attention quand vous les commandez parce que certaines, vous pouvez en trouver en 12 volts. Moi, pour les costumes, je préfère utiliser du 5 volts, c'est plus simple, les batteries sont plus facilement, enfin, vous trouvez plus facilement des batteries et elles sont un peu moins dangereuses qu'en 12 volts, c'est souvent des batteries lithium un petit peu, enfin, je préfère pas trop mettre ça dans mes costumes, même si des fois je suis un peu obligée, donc je préfère mettre du 5 volts. Au niveau de la puissance des LED, ça reste la même chose et c'est beaucoup plus facile à connecter.
So for the programmable LED, you also use the power bank with 5 volts. There you can find, you need to pay attention when you buy them because you can find some with 12 volts, and they are like, she preferred to use the one with 5 volts because They are more safe for your body because you will put them on your costume and your body. And for the ones with 12 volts, they use batteries with lithiums. And it's quite dangerous for the health.
So, M, et aussi parce que la carte de programmation que j'utilise pour programmer les LED, elle est en 5 volts, donc du coup ça évite de devoir ajouter des résistances pour protéger la carte. On met du 5 volts partout, c'est plus simple.
So for the card to program everything, also she used the one with 5 volts because it's more like you don't have to add like more resistance in it to make it suitable for the 12 volts. So 5 volts everywhere for the LEDs, for the battery, and for the resistance.
Donc, it's not important. Alors pour les bandes LED programmables, donc j'utilise des cartes de type Arduino qui permettent justement de programmer. Donc ça permet de programmer les LED, mais alors ça permet aussi de programmer les servomoteurs et puis plein d'autres choses. Enfin là pour le moment moi je l'utilise pour les LED, mais voilà. Donc c'est des petites cartes qui se présentent comme ça. Alors je vais te laisser traduire cette partie et après je passerai à la suite parce que ça va faire beaucoup d'informations sinon.
For the programmation she used Arduino because it's you can use it for other things to program like robots and motors and everything, but she uses it for now for the LEDs.
Okay. Donc ça c'est des cartes type Arduino. C'est pas la marque Arduino que j'achète parce que la marque Arduino coûte très cher. C'est genre une carte comme ça coûte 20 €. Alors que moi je les achète par 3 à 12 €, donc c'est une sous-marque entre guillemets, mais ça utilise le même processeur.
So it's not the Arduino mark she used, but she used the one that's affiliated to Arduino because for the small card for Arduino it's 20 € per card, or for the one she buys 3 of cards for 12 €, and they have the same processor as Arduino.
And you use the same programming on computer, so it's just the price is different. So I prefer pay 12 € for 3 cards. It's more cheaper. Donc sur la carte, on a plein de petits trous comme ça. C'est les pins de connexion sur lesquels vous allez brancher votre batterie et votre bande de LED.
In the card, you can see there is small hole in all the cards where you can
pins.
Yeah, insert where you can place your the LEDs and where you can place your battery and for the programmation later.
Donc, hein? Oui, ça c'est le bouton. Moi je le mets entre la batterie. Ouais. It's very easy to connect your LED inside. Alors, on a juste besoin de connecter la batterie au plus, enfin, il faut connecter la batterie à la carte, donc faire un plus et moins. Et après, il faut faire un pont entre la bande de LED et la carte, donc juste faire passer la data, entre guillemets, entre la bande. Parce que donc, il y a une petite différence entre les bandes programmables et les bandes que je vous ai montré tout à l'heure, c'est le nombre de pins, en fait. Donc, dans ces bandes-là, il y avait un pin pour le 5 volts, un pour les données sur le rouge, un pour les données sur le vert et un pour les données sur le bleu dans cette bande-là. Alors que sur celle-là, en fait, vous connectez le plus et le moins, et le pin du milieu, c'est pour la data, en fait, c'est ce qui va être utilisé pour connecter à la carte, pour que la carte envoie les informations de couleur sur la bande. Alors là, ma petite besoin que je te redise certaines parties, tu me le dis, s'il te plaît. Alors, donc, je disais que sur celle-là, la différence, c'est que ici, quand on connecte, il y a le plus et puis les informations rouges, vert et bleu.
So, for this one, when you take the card...
No, you don't use the card for this one. For this one, it's used by remote cell with...
For the pin here, you have the positive, negative, and the data together related, because here you don't have to put each one, the difference between these two. For this one, you put the red, the blue, and the green for each one, and then you put the last one for the battery.
Yes.
Or for this one, you put the battery, and for the positive, negative for the battery, and you put the pin, the data with them. So you will have to program just have one for all the color, while here you have 3 for each color.
And for this, the information, it's I want more red, I want more blue. This is the difference between the two. Donc là, les petites connexions, je ne vais pas vous montrer comment on les fait, mais en gros, il faut brancher la batterie et la bande de LED sur le négatif, puis aussi sur le positif, et après, il faut faire un pont sur une des pins de data. Alors moi, j'utilise la D4, mais vous en avez une dizaine. Si vous avez besoin de connecter deux bandes différemment, si vous voulez qu'elles fassent deux choses différentes. Moi, je sais que là, ce que j'ai fait, c'est que sur cette carte, j'ai deux entrées pour connecter deux bandes, mais les deux bandes vont réagir exactement pareil. C'est-à-dire que les couleurs seront les mêmes sur les deux. C'est comme s'il y avait une seule bande, mais il y en a deux. Ah oui, c'est vrai. Je vais essayer de faire un schéma comme ça. Ah, je te laisse expliquer ce que j'ai dit si tu t'en souviens.
So, she used the D4 for connecting the battery and the data. Here.
Oui.
Ça, pourquoi tu utilises le fond?
Alors ça, c'est la data que j'envoie aux deux bandes en fait. Donc ça, c'est pour connecter la bande à la carte.
So, you can connect two LEDs here. She makes this pump to. They will have the same color at the same time, but it will be like two. She makes this one to make them two. Like she will give this to the same data for the LEDs, but it will be giving the same thing at the same time for two things. Not she make this to make them two, not just one. Okay.
I make a schema on the. So, you have the battery, you have the LED band, and you connect the battery to the card. No, you connect the card to the battery and the LED to the battery for plus and moins.
Negative.
Negative and positive. I mean. And after you make a wire in between the card and the LED, and this is used for transmit data for the color, for the effect, etc. Okay? So, and after I use some pin like that. It's more easy for connect and disconnect the band. And after I need some. For connect to the battery, I use a cable DC to USB for put inside here and just connect here like that. And I think it's work perhaps. I hope. Oh no, not this one. This one is better. Ok. Et toi? En fait, dans celui-là, la programmation, il y a un très gros délai parce que je l'avais utilisé dans une prestation sur scène et j'avais besoin d'un très grand délai avant que ça se lance. Donc du coup, avant que ça marche, on peut attendre 10 minutes presque.
She changed the one because this one she used it on stage for presentation and she needed to have a long time before it starts, like the colors start. So,
and de quoi? Oui, c'est ce que j'ai dit. Ah oui, oui, je disais en fait ça, j'utilise ça parce que ça permet d'enlever plus facilement la bande de LED de la carte si on a besoin de les déconnecter, mais après ça dépend parce que dans certains costumes il n'y a pas besoin de les déconnecter. Donc voilà.
So she uses the pin because it's easier to disconnect, to play with the wire and everything. But for some costumes you don't need the pins. You can just make the color and you don't need to take them off later or change them.
Donc, la différence, là vous voyez que les LED répondent, enfin qu'elles font plein de couleurs différentes, qu'elles sont pas comme contrairement à celle-là où il n'y avait qu'une seule couleur. Donc c'est ça vraiment la différence. On peut vraiment dire qu'on veut que la première soit éteinte, la deuxième allumée, etc. Faire des effets. Donc là c'est un effet de feu. Bon, évidemment sur la bande de LED comme ça posée sur la table ça donne moins un effet que quand c'est dans un costume, mais on voit vraiment que chaque LED est complètement indépendante des unes des autres au niveau de la couleur qu'elle peut émettre.
So you can see the difference now from the other one that you see just one color at the same time, but here you can see different color at the same time, and you can see that the color change. They are more intense or more clear, and they make on the table you cannot see it, but if it's on the costume you can see it's like fire. It's for fire, like the LEDs for fire.
You have Wi-Fi on this computer?
I think they have Wi-Fi.
Okay, I try to show you a video after. On the screen.
May I ask?
Yes?
How do you turn on and off the LEDs? By unplugging it or by
You can add a button here.
The connection there,
I
this will stay always on.
I just add here
A switch.
a button here for button. And on battery sometimes you have a button. So if you I don't know if it works here, no it's not work. But sometimes you have button on battery, but I prefer add another button for make all I want. Sometime on the floor with my feet to put down, so I prefer. But it's add on enter on the red cable, on the positive cable.
Yeah, before the battery go to the chip, not the LEDs.
Oh yes, LED too. Sorry, just like this. I think it's just. I think it's over. For programming, I use a soft on computer. Il s'appelle Arduino, enfin c'est le soft d'Arduino de base pour faire de la programmation.
It's the one of Arduino, the main one of Arduino. She used this one for making the programmation for all the LEDs.
Did you have genre Google or for iTunes? Est-ce que ça va marcher?
Il y a Microsoft.
Oui, je peux me connecter. Non, je pense qu'il n'y a pas de connexion. Il n'y a pas de truc pour se connecter. Oui, mais en fait, je vois pas le... Sur le PC, en fait, t'as même pas les trucs de réseau. Ah,
c'est AA minuscule, AA majuscule
oui.
et 1.
Je ne comprends pas trop le grec en fait. Je ne sais pas si j'ai appuyé sur. Je sais pas si j'ai appuyé sur le bon bouton, mais à mon avis, quelqu'un sait lire le grec et sait faire la traduction en anglais.
One can, okay. You can say if she made the right one to connect the Wi-Fi.
I think it's connect or not here.
I cannot understand Greek neither.
Yes. So.
Don't worry, the volunteer just got out to see what's happening.
Non, c'est pas ça, c'est bon ça. C'est pas ça. C'est bon quoi. C'est ça pour se connecter. Ah, it's connected here now.
Yes, it is.
I'll try to show you a code. Why it's là? Ah oui. Voilà. Non, je veux pas la vidéo. This is... Alors, ça, c'est un exemple de code qu'il faut rentrer dans le logiciel. Donc, c'est basé sur du C++. Et après, bon, bah, c'est de la programmation. Donc, du coup, si là, par exemple, on définit le pin sur lequel est connectée la bande, ce que je vous disais tout à l'heure, moi, j'utilise le D4. Donc, du coup, là, j'ai dit que la bande, elle était connectée sur le 4, qui a, par exemple, 30 LED sur la bande, que c'est une bande de type donc, WS2812, donc ça, c'est le nom de la bande programmable, et que l'ordre des couleurs, donc c'est en R, en JRB. Donc c'est pas, enfin il faut, parce que les bandes comme ça sont pas mises dans le même sens que RGB, donc voilà.
This is one of the examples that you can use on the Arduino for the programmation of the card, and like the names for LED pin 4, because she used the D4 for the entrance. The numbers LED 30. That's the number of the LEDs that you have on this one, like how many LEDs you have?
Here more, but it's an example. You can put the number of your LED because on the program you can say I want to LED 1 light, the LED 2, and if you don't make the right number, the program scene, if you put 30 LED and you have 100, the program just use for the 31st LED, and and it's not works for the others. So it's important to put the right number of LED. This is the LED type, so it's the band LED name, and yes, it's a product name. And oral color, it's just information for its work good. And if you can't put these two lines, it doesn't work. And I try to make it because it's very complicated. After you name you create a table for programmation. It's some very technical terms, so if you don't understand, it's ask question. And I create a table named LEDs for the program and for for make information or for all LED. Si tu veux m'aider, tu m'aides.
Tu veux que je prenne le relais?
And yes, I use Fast LED library. It's a code program for add some. It's a library, yes, but I don't know if they understand. So, for make effect, you use this.
Tu veux que je prenne le relais?
Oui.
All right. Okay, so it's a part of code. So she's talking of the fast LED libraries. It's a compilation of code examples, so you can immediately use. Like if you want to change colors, you want a fire effect, it's maybe already plugged into the library. So you have just to call the functions, and it's apply the effect on the strip. You
change color, it's a function I created.
I use as an example. But because our effect is a little bit complicated, we program ourselves this effect. But is your names of the function.
But inside this function I create by myself, I use function of the fast LED library.
Like change colors, we send the number of LED we will change, in the array LEDs, array is what you call the tables.
Yes, the table.
We will use the red color because the last 3 digits is about the RGB colors
Yes,
command.
it's the code of red on computer.
On the computer, each command of colors is between 0 and 255.
And if you have 0, it's no color, and this is more color. So if you want pink, you can melange, you can blend,
Mix.
red and blue. Some the big, for example, perhaps 100 and 100 for make a pink. But if you want to know the color of all color, you can go to Google and tap RGB code color, and you have a picker like.
Color picker. Yes.
Bah, je pense que tu peux ouvrir un nouvel onglet. Then you can search this, and you have the Google color keeper,
So
and you have all of information.
If you try to take the pink, you see the hair, red color is
And you can
this. With
copy and paste on your program. If you want this color, you just regroup this, and this on the good place. Tu peux revenir sur l'autre?
Yes.
Tu peux descendre. So.
Okay.
So this is a function for change color. This CRGB, it's a function for fast LED library, and if you put CRGB, the color of red, the color of green, and the color of blue, they change color for this inside the LED. For this effect, fire effect, it's more complicated because it's very, very many line of code. But this effect, it's already included in the library. You just search on example, and you have a fire effect, sparkle effect, or
strobe.
Yes, strobe of. You have 10 or.
You have 10 samples in
10
the
samples
library.
for use directly, and I use the fire effect for make my effect. I just change something because I just change the color or change the progression of flame, but I am inspired by this effect, and this effect is an example when you download the fast LED library for add on your soft. Okay?
So you have some code example with the library too, so you can try to pick some part of code if you need.
Okay, perfect. You have any question? It's very clear for you, yes?
The LED strip is NeoPixel and the other is just LED.
NeoPixel is like this kind of band. It's just the name change, and NeoPixel is more expensive than this. So, but you can use fast LED for drive NeoPixel LED. But NeoPixel it's also a library. I think can we use NeoPixel library? I think so. It's the same, but if you use function of NeoPixel and you download fast LED, it doesn't work.
So they are just LEDs with something else going on there.
It's NeoPixel. It's the same name WS2812. It's the same type of strip. It's just a mark like Apple or Samsung. Okay.
Okay. So the one is LED strip just, and the other is with data. That's
no, NeoPixel. It's with data too, and he use yes. It's just a mark of band of LED band. It's like you use an iPhone. It's Apple, so NeoPixel. It's a mark, but it's the same processor inside.
Okay, because I had some LED strips.
Mm-hmm.
They were power red, green, blue.
Mm-hmm.
Not that.
Yes, this
That's
is
the difference.
Yes, you can see it's because here you have you have R, G, and B information and the positive, and on this is different. So I prefer use this kind of one because you can make everything. If you want to make just one color, you can, and if you want to make effect, you can. But for some people, this is more easy because it's very, you can plug and play. You can plug it. It's okay. For this, if you can put program inside your card, she doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's just stay off because it's a program make light only. This the program. It's inside this part, and it's already sell with the band. You can just add for a remote or remote with ear or remote like I don't wear it, like button, and it's easy to use, but you can't make effect like fire, like wind, like not wind, like a sparkle of effect. So if you know programming, I use this one, and if you don't know programming, you can use this, but learn to program and use this. Did you have any question? Je sais pas s'il reste beaucoup de temps en fait. Sinon je peux parler d'autres choses sur le cosplay. Tout à l'heure, chérie, ou pas?
Et 12.
12. Il reste 8 minutes.
Vous aurez jusqu'à 17h30.
17h30 ou 17h20?
On a dit que le prochain il commence à 17h30.
Ouais, mais moi il faut que je finisse à 17h20 un peu avant parce que tu sais le temps que les gens. So I make a book for explain all of this, but it's only in French, so I'm so sorry. But if you want to just consult for see the parce que inside I have some schema and photo for explain this better quality of my sublime drawing on the table. And if you can come to see some near for see yes, just one. For this band, you can buy this. It's a programming card inside. You can plug only that. Put here and you make all color and you can control by remote. But it's very hard to programming with this remote. So if you want this, it's okay. But for cosplay, you need very specific effect. So I use this for see if my band works. And after I use my programmation. But it's cool to see if all LED it's okay. And we make some effect, but I think we can find how make effect with this little explication, but j'ai jamais essayé de m'y pencher en fait pour essayer de comprendre. Moi, je m'en sers vraiment pour tester si toute la bande fonctionne en fait.
I've never tried to I've never tried to try to this one experience it manually because I only take that to check if all the colors works or no in this LED.
You can control with the remote, but the effect is very basic, but you can see it's very beautiful. If you want to put that in your room for make effect, is cool. But on cosplay, it's not very useful. Because when you make cosplay, you make very specifically effect for this. If you can,
prévenir quand on programme de bien laisser la batterie.
Ah yes. After, donc, ça je l'ai pas dit. Donc, pour transmettre le programme que vous écrivez sur votre ordinateur à votre carte, vous utilisez la petite entrée micro USB, donc vous connectez votre carte à votre ordinateur. Mais quand vous faites ça, si jamais votre bande de LED elle est connectée, là on peut l'enlever. Mais des fois, moi, il m'est arrivé de souder directement les bandes à la carte Donc si jamais vous envoyez des informations de votre ordinateur à votre carte, quand la bande de LED elle est connectée, il faut absolument brancher la batterie, parce que sinon la carte, enfin la bande de LED, elle va essayer de passer par la carte pour s'allumer.
When you want to put this program in your card, you use the small USB that you found here.
Yes.
Okay.
You plug it on the computer and you store the information here, but you need to make sure that either the LED is connected to the battery or it's, because sometimes like you do it with
Iron,
yeah, when you iron it, when
it's weld.
you cannot take it off. So when it's not connected to the battery and you try to plug it in the computer and make the information in it, the LED will try to like make the light, like try to illuminate. But
and use the computer for make the light, so it pass by this.
Card.
And if you have just 10 LEDs on your brand, it's okay. But if you are more, the card,
Yeah,
because you need to use the 5 volt of the PC, but it's
yeah, it will lose the power from the main computer through the cardboard. So if too many power flows the card, it burns the card.
Okay, so don't forget to connect the battery if you have, if your LED are fixed by the card. Okay?
It's welded to the card.
Come, you have 5 minutes, I think.
Il y a aussi le fait que celle-ci elle est waterproof.
Ah oui.
Dustproof.
Well, it's not very important. The difference between this is just IP67 and waterproof bond LED. But if you cut, it doesn't waterproof. So this is more expensive than like this, and you don't really need to have this on costume because you don't jump into the water with your LED costume. So
You could try.
you could try.
You can have a nice electroshock.
Yes. 5 volt you don't, but the costume is over. This is sell.
It's a nice shock.
You can. I don't put on this schema, but here you have a resistance between, because the data is for protect your card and your LED. You can see it inside. I put my resistance in again, and this is the resistance.
You need to know what resistance to put?
Yes, it's I
it's
use
the same for all.
510 ohm.
Yes.
The color of the resistance.
The cosa de count.
Yes.
Yes. I
You have to
don't
check
use
the color on
this
each
one.
resistance.
Okay. And this, I don't have one here, but for more place on my cosplay, I make my own USB connector for. I just have a schema here. Where is it? Here. And I already saw the negative and positive inside, and I use this for don't have this cable, because sometimes you don't have any place on cosplay, so space on cosplay, so it's more easy to use this. It's very more, because you don't found cable less 1 meter, so
You cannot find it easily, yes. So
it's I use it on my sword, and you can see here inside the poignée. Yes, you can put all inside this, and I use this for have more place. Essaye de regarder sur Instagram mon profil si tu trouves, pour montrer l'épée vite fait avant qu'on parte. Parce que in France, I bring my sword with me, but yeah, it's very complicated to bring it by plane, so I let it on my own.
Yes, it's very complicated to ship props.
Yes. Et puis les temps.
It's dangerous because they can break unexpectedly.
Non, descends, essaie de la chercher dans les photos en fait. Il faut que tu descendes plus bas parce que ça fait longtemps que je l'ai posté. Encore. Je sais plus c'est quelle était. Tu peux pas y faire escape ça? Tu peux pas juste regarder les photos sans... Peut-être que j'ai oublié.
You can press the X at the end.
Not sure.
I show on my
You have to log in to continue.
on my
Try escape.
because
That's work.
Doesn't work.
just here I make a sword and you can see the light inside. You can see, and this is with kind of
With
one.
this
You have to go directly into the
Yeah.
video.
On my stand, on the guest part, you have a whipped case, and you can see how I make my sword step by step, and you can see where I put my LED.
There's a work in progress document, so you can check out each step of the making.
And if you want to have another question, I am on my stand because I think you can.
Yes.
we are out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I hope that it's useful for.
Η πρώτη γλώσσα είναι γαλλικά, οπότε η μετάφραση θα γίνει από τα γαλλικά στα αγγλικά και από τα αγγλικά στα ελληνικά. Το τελευταίο 15 λεπτό θα μπορείτε να τις κάνετε και εσείς ερωτήσεις. Είναι μισή ώρα, 35 λεπτά και η συνέντευξη, οπότε να υποδεχτούμε την Nad μέσα. Let's give a big round of applause.
Hi everyone. Yeah, so.
Οπότε να κάνουμε μια μικρή introduction. So, hello Nad, welcome to Greece and AthensCon. I hope that you like it and everyone is very nice to you so far. So, could you tell us a few things about yourself?
Hello, my name is Nad. My real name is Nadia, so I don't found a very different nickname. And I made cosplay for 13 years ago, and I love cosplay and make all cosplay by myself.
Οπότε η Nad κάνει cosplay 13 χρόνια, που είναι ένα πάρα πολύ μεγάλο χρονικό διάστημα και τα φτιάχνει όλα μόνη της, είναι όλα χειροποίητα. So, what made you start cosplaying and what intrigues you in cosplay?
J'ai toujours aimé me déguiser depuis que je suis toute petite. Et c'est vrai que comme j'aimais les mangas et les jeux vidéo, le cosplay ça s'est un peu imposé à moi comme quelque chose que je devais faire en fait.
Οπότε από μικρή η Nad ακολουθούσε και διάβαζε κόμιξ και μάγκα και την έβαλε όλο αυτό μέσα στην κουλτούρα. So, what's your favorite cosplay you have done already? Yeah, it's very loud.
And I reflect on that.
I don't have one cosplay I like it. I think if I chose to make this costume, I like it. But some costume make me grow up, and I think I love all my costumes, but I prefer the more recent costume because they are more clean.
They're like your babies, all of them, you love them. Οπότε η Nad δεν έχει κάποιο συγκεκριμένο cosplay, τα αγαπάει όλα. Βέβαια τα πιο πρόσωπα της αρέσουν πιο πολύ επειδή είναι πιο καθαρά και πιο καλογραμμένα, θα μπορούσε να πει κάποιος. So, like, do we have like a top 3, top 5?
I think I love my Katniss Hunger Game dress. Probably my Wonder Woman cosplay, the armor, and my Sylvanas cosplay. I love it, but I don't love wearing because it's very heavy.
Οπότε είναι όλοι οι χαρακτήρες, νομίζω τους ακούσατε που έχει τα αγαπημένα της κοστούμια. Φυσικά, ό,τι είναι πιο βαρύ δεν μας αρέσει. So, what cosplays are you planning for the future? Like, what do you want to do in the future? Or is it a secret?
No, it's not secret, but I have so many projects. So, I think the next project is for the WCS selection, the French section of WCS. It's a whole manga named Unuki no Munchu. It's based on Egypt. and after I plan to make a megara. And one of my dream cosplay is the diva on the fifth element, but I think I don't have the level now for make it, so I prefer to wait for make it better, because I don't have the level for latex makeup and all sides of that, so I prefer waiting.
Οπότε τα πλάνα της Nad τα ακούσατε, από το 5 element, επειδή δεν έχει ακόμα πιστεύει το κατάλληλο level, αλλά πιστεύω ότι στο μέλλον θα μπορέσει να το κάνει. So I believe strongly that you have the skill to do this cosplay, so I think you should just go ahead, do it, don't worry, I think you're gonna do great. So,
yes, I think it's so expensive too, so I keep my money for make it better too, because the latex is very expensive and I need some more and more, so...
Οπότε το latex είναι ένα πάρα πολύ ακριβό υλικό και γι' αυτό τον λόγο την αποτρέπει από το να το κάνει, και επειδή χρειάζεται όλο και παραπάνω, δεν το έχει κάνει ακόμα. So, what is the most difficult cosplay you've done and why was it difficult?
The most difficult, I don't know, because if I retry my costume today, it's easy, but at the time I make it, I think all of cosplay is a little difficult. But I think the most difficult I ever made in my life is probably Katniss for the sewing part and Sylvanas for the armor part. It's two different kind of techniques, so I don't have one more, but the boss, I think it's the more difficult I ever made in my life.
Οπότε τα δύο πιο δύσκολα cosplay που έχει κάνει ήταν η Κάτρις, λόγω της γραφικής, και η Σιλβάνας, επειδή είχε πάρα πολύ armor, είμαι σίγουρη ότι πολλοί από εσάς γνωρίζουν τους χαρακτήρες. So, do you prefer like solo cosplays or cosplay in a group? Have you ever done any group cosplays?
I make a group cosplay, but I like it too. It's different because when you make a group, you can work for it with each other. And when I make a contest, I prefer make it in solo because I just to manage myself, and if you are in the group, it's more investment.
It's more complicated.
Yes, yeah, but I like it too. For photo shoot, I like my groups because it make a more interesting photo, for example.
Make a better result at the end. Οπότε η Nad της αρέσουν και τα solo και τα ομαδικά. Τα ομαδικά φυσικά έχουν μεγαλύτερη δυσκολία, επειδή όσο περισσότερα άτομα βάζεις, τόσο πιο δύσκολο είναι να συνεργαστούν όλοι μαζί. Και όταν πηγαίνει σε διαγωνισμούς, προτιμά να πηγαίνει μόνη της και να κάνει μόνη τη δουλειά της solo, για να είναι πιο ωραίο το αποτέλεσμα και να έχει πλήρη την ευθύνη αυτό το πράγμα. So, are there any other like cosplayers that you admire? Like, do you have any top cosplayers that you like?
I'm not fan. I like many work of many cosplayers, but if I see someone, I love one of my friends named Nikita. It's a very close friend to me, but I love all she make. It's a French cosplayer too, and international. I think I like the work of, for example, J.H. design, because yes, because I love her. The pink dress is very so beautiful, and I don't know, probably I like Kimpatsu work or Yayan work too, but they are very famous. But I love these works, but I'm not very fan like me. Oh my God, it's not me. I'm not like that for everyone, for everything. So, but I like the work.
I love Nikita too as well. Οπότε οι αγαπημένοι cosplayers της Nad είναι η Nikita Cosplay, ο Ζάχλης Ρίτσον, ο οποίος κάνει κυρίως σχέδια για cosplay και κάνει εκπληκτικά costume designs, η Γιάγια Χαν και η Kimpatsu Cosplay. So, have you learned more about yourself since you started cosplay? And what did you learn?
I learned I'm patient because I don't think I am patient. But when I make cosplay, I'm very patient to make all of I need to make for a costume, like sewing for many hours, embroidery, gel or okay, and control myself, but not all the time. And you can say sometimes I'm very crazy. My God, why it don't work?
I can relate so much to that. It's the same pressure for every cosplayer, even if they're like super starting now or like cosplayers for a very long time.
I think we have the social media face and the real face, and we don't show for everyone all you make on when you don't.
Yeah, it takes different reasons. If you're success, you're crafting, or because you're social network, so you have to do your platform slidings every time. Yeah, I finished, good. But when you're in rush time, on your face, you go crazy, on your can't show this kind of face. That's why you have different like eyes, different face.
Yeah, it's a very common thing. Οπότε είναι αυτό που έχει μάθει από το cosplay κυρίως είναι η υπομονή και φυσικά τα social media είναι ένα πράγμα το οποίο είναι πάρα πολύ πιστικό, οπότε πρέπει ουσιαστικά να έχεις δύο διαφορετικές οπτικές γωνίες και πάντα το πάρα πολύ χαρούμενο χαρακτήρα, το πρόσωπο, το wow, τελείωσα τη δουλειά μου, όλα αυτά τα ωραία που βγαίνουν cosplayer. So, what makes you choose a certain cosplay character? Like, what characters do you like? Why do you choose them?
I like a character with big dress because I love sewing, and I love name badass character like Wonder Woman, the warrior girl. But sometimes it's not. I haven't so specific character. If the cosplay and the design. If I like the design or I make the costume, even I don't really know the character because sometimes it's just for design, sometimes it's for character, sometimes it's for because you love the movie or the video games or whatever. I don't have a precise type of costume.
Yeah, so you just see something that it's pretty and you're like, oh, I want to make that. It's like, it's the perfect for me. Οπότε η Nad δεν διαλέγει με κάποιο συγκεκριμένο τρόπο τα cosplay τα οποία κάνει. Μπορεί απλά να δει κάτι, να πει πόσο όμορφο είναι ή να της αρέσει κάποιο συγκεκριμένο design. Νομίζω έχει βέβαια ένα affection προς τα μεγάλα φορέματα. Οπότε ουσιαστικά μας αρέσει το σχέδιο, το κάνουμε. So I want to talk a bit about the materials that you use. Like, what are your favorite materials? Right? Like, what do you like to work with?
Fabrics, of course, because I really love sewing, and I don't have materials I hate to work. If I need to make this and I use this material, I use it. But it's really I prefer sewing, and because it's more easy for me. But I love craft too. I think it's two different things because the sewing it's really easy when you choose to make manga characters or anime characters. But when you make movie characters, it's very hard to find the same fabrics, and I'm very crazy about that because it's not the same. So I am very I don't want to make the cosplay if I don't find the same fabrics. And for the form, for the armor, it's different because you have one above form, and you used to make an armor. But it's complicated for me because I am not very good in paint. So I think it's two different between sewing and armor.
craft. So what is the least favorite material? Like what you don't like to work with too much?
Yeah, I prefer fabrics.
Fabrics, by all means. If you don't have a material that you hate, like sometimes I think I hate Eva foam so much, and I prefer working with Warbler, which is, I mean, it's easier to make in armor. Do you have like anything that you don't like, any material, or you do like to experiment with stuff?
I don't like Tibra. It's another, it's like a Warbler, but it's
Russian, right?
I think perhaps it's very smooth and but it's very difficult to...
It's the one that it's white?
Yes, and I don't like that because it's so... If you touch you put your fingerprint inside, so you can must smooth it with, it's very hard. I love Warbler, I love form. Sometimes I make mix of the balls for my hammers. It's different if I want to, for example, for my Nad Cosplay, all my boobs and my legs are just form because I want to move, and all of the other parts are in Warbler because I want to, it's very strong, but after with the paint you can make the same effect, so I like Warbler and form, but I don't like Tibra, it's not my favorite material.
Οπότε τα αγαπημένα υλικά της Nad, φυσικά μου είπε ότι της αρέσει πάρα πολύ η ραπτική, της αρέσει τα υφάσματα, είναι ουσιαστικά αυτό που είναι πάρα πολύ καλή, της αρέσει και το Eva foam καθώς και το Warbler. Το υλικό το οποίο αναφέρεται ονομάζεται Χρήμπα, το οποίο αν δεν κάνω λάθος είναι από τη Ρωσία και ουσιαστικά το συγκεκριμένο υλικό είναι πάρα πολύ sticky, είναι πάρα πολύ κολλητικό και δεν της αρέσει γιατί δεν βγαίνει σωστό αποτέλεσμα στο τέλος. So, what is the biggest mistake that a new cosplayer can do?
She already do, or she can do?
Like new cosplayers in general, not herself, but we will talk about mistakes as well. Like, have you made any mistake? Like big mistakes?
Yes, like everyone, we make mistakes. I make mistakes too. For example, bad cut fabrics, for example, bad cut Eva form too. But I don't have an example to mistake. I try to always check before make it. But sometimes when you are in a rush, you don't seem to check everything, so sometimes you make mistake, you make stupid mistake.
Οπότε ουσιαστικά έχει κάνει λάθη, όπως όλοι μας, και όταν είναι κατά τη διαδικασία του να επεξεργαστεί και να κάνει το κουστούμι, φυσικά γίνεται ειδικά όταν υπάρχει και μεγάλη πιασύνη λόγω πίεσης χρόνου κλπ. So I want to talk a bit about your cosplay because you've been in a competition. So what is that experience? Is it very stressful? I want you to tell us like how the whole experience was for you, because a lot of people, like we have Euro cosplay contests here as well, like we send people from Greece to there to compete. So I want you to tell me your experience about it.
About Euro cosplay or about another?
About Euro cosplay because I think it's the biggest one.
I don't think the Euro cosplay is the biggest because I make other competition. Euro cosplay it's a competition just based on costume, not on PlayStation. So it's really different. Like for example, ACG or Yamato Cup, for example, because you are judged on costume and on PlayStation. So Euro cosplay, it's 70% for costume and 30% for PlayStation, but the PlayStation is not important. It's a very interesting experience because you meet people. I think the contest and the international contest, it's interesting for meet other cosplayer, meet other culture, make other way of make cosplay. So it's interesting. It's stressful, obvious, because you make competition, so you don't go just for, oh yeah, I'm just, no, I'm a competitor inside. So if I go to the competition, it's for win. It's not just for fun. If just for fun, I don't make an international contest. I make a simple contest in a little city. If you are to go to another country for representing your country, it's important to do your best. And it's stressful just for that. But you don't forget to make fun with other contestants because you meet some people very interesting, and I very good friend. I make very good friend when I go to the other country.
Για όσους δεν γνωρίζουν, το Eurocosplay είναι ο μεγαλύτερος διαγωνισμός που γίνεται στην Ευρώπη. Στέλνει και η Ελλάδα αντιπρόσωπο εκεί πέρα. Όλες οι χώρες στέλνουν έναν cosplayer, όλοι παίρνουν μέρος στο διαγωνισμό και κερδίζουν τις καλύτερες χώρες. Η Nad έχει βρεθεί εκεί, έχει διαγωνιστεί εκεί πέρα. Ουσιαστικά το 70% του σκηνική παρουσία και το τι θα κάνεις πάνω. Φυσικά είναι πάρα πολύ αγχωτικό, αλλά έχει γνωρίσει πάρα πολλά άτομα και νομίζω γενικότερα είναι μια πάρα πολύ όμορφη εμπειρία. So I want to talk about a bit like personal stuff. So is cosplay like your full-time job? Do you do this like 100% or do you have an actual job?
No, I have another job because the cosplay you don't pay the bill.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
I'm not like Kim Patsoya, and I don't have a Patreon with many followers. So I have another job. I make website in my real life, and the cosplay is my passion, a very important passion in my life, but my hobby, I think, and a very important hobby in my life, but it don't pay me. So I need to have a real job for buy stuff for make cosplay, for example.
Οπότε η Nad έχει και κανονική δουλειά, δουλεύει σαν κατασκευαστής ιστοσελίδων. Δυστυχώς το cosplay δεν της προσφέρει αρκετά χρήματα από μόνο του, οπότε έχει και μια κανονική δουλειά. So how can a cosplayer make money out of a hobby? Is that an option? Yes or no?
It's very. Sometimes I make the money with my cosplay when I'm invited for animation or for a convention. Sometimes we all pay for that. It's cool because people start to think cosplay is not just for fun. It's sometimes very professional. When we make costume, it's not. It's for. I don't make costume for win money because I make just for fun. But if I win money with my costume, it's cool. So I don't. We have an expression in France that say "cracher dans la soupe." Say we don't refuse if they want to pay us. But it's very complicated to live with cosplay. In France, for example, in France it's impossible because the mentality is not like the US or other, but it's arrived, but one of my best friends, Nikita, is the most popular cosplayer in France, and he has another job behind the cosplay because the cosplay is cool, but it's not enough.
Yeah, so like one of the most famous French cosplayers has a real job as well, someone might say. Do you do like commissions?
I don't like make commission because in France people are very exigent and unsatisfied. They won't always make it. Oh no, it's not good. Can we try it now? Over, and they won't pay for the job. They just pay for example, one day a woman say, "Can you make a dress for 30 euro?" No, it's impossible to make a dress for 30 euro. I can make you probably nothing for 30 euro. So they won't pay. And if people ask me commission, I send a device.
Price?
Price, and if they're okay, I make it, but I can't make a small price just for them. I make sometimes big price, but if they really want the costume, I make it, and I make money.
Yeah, of course, because it takes a lot of hours for you to do it, that your job, like your 8-hour job would give you like more probably. Οπότε η Nad, ακόμα και η ελληνική Cosplay, η οποία είναι μια από τις πιο μεγάλες cosplayers στην Ιταλία, έχει και αυτή κανονική δουλειά, και η Nad κάνει commissions μόνο σε όσους μπορούν να δώσουν το αντίστοιχο ποσό, διότι η δουλειά παίρνει πάρα πολλές ώρες και πάρα πολύ κόπο και χρήμα προκειμένου να μπορεί να το κάνει αυτό πραγματικότητα. So there's like a lot of judgy attitudes with cosplayers that buy their costumes, people with making their costumes, people with commissioning their costumes. What do you think? Why are people so judgmental over the way that a cosplayer cosplays?
Some people come, I make many judges on my life, and some people come with buy costume, and if they honest and say me I buy the costume, I say okay, I'll only judge you on the price station, but sometimes they lie me, and I see if people buy a costume and lie me, because I have an experience and I know how the Chinese costume are made. So I always see if it's a buy costume or it's a handmade costume. But sometimes it's hard because they make commission by other and they say I make it. So I just ask questions for them, and if they don't respond correctly, I know if they don't make it. So in France, we have notation. Notation, and this is precise to 70% of costume made by hand and by themselves. So if they commission cosplay, they don't get they are disqualified. And it's depends on real contest, but so in France, it's very important to make your costume by yourself.
I understand 100%. Οπότε φυσικά να καταλαβαίνει αν κάποιος έχει ένα αγοραστό κουστούμι, θα το ρωτήσει αν είναι αγοραστό ή όχι. Φυσικά θα το καταλάβει γιατί έχει ένα πολύ έμπειρο μάτι. Αν είναι ειλικρινείς και απαντήσουν ότι είναι αγοραστό, έχει καλώς, αν όχι, θα τους βρει και η ίδια. So you're a very high level cosplayer. How can someone reach the point that you are? How can we, level up, someone might say?
Good question. I think when I start, I'm very less level, and I try to make better and better and better. I think some people. Yes, you don't scare to make mistakes, because make mistakes force you to learn more and more, and I think it's very many practice and critical on your stuff, because I'm very critical on my work, and always it's not good. So I'm very no, and all people are like, oh, it's perfect. No, it's not perfect. So don't be like me, because I am very so much critical of my work, but I think it's important to be critical on your work for level up. Because if you say all you make is good, you never will progress. Sometimes, and I think it's important to listen, judge when they say this is not good, make like this, because you're yes, the advice of judge, for example, it's important because it's a very good way to learn something.
To like improve that by other comments, because sometimes you don't see like what you make. Like you think it's nice, but there might be mistakes that you could easily improve. So it's good to always learn and listen to someone.
It's complicated because I'm passed by this way of judge saying it's not good, it's not good. It's very complicated because you say but it's important because it helps you to progress.
Οπότε το καλύτερο πράγμα το οποίο μπορεί να κάνει κάποιος για να φτάσει σε ένα πάρα πολύ υψηλό επίπεδο είναι απλά να συνεχίσει να κάνει δουλειά, να δυσκολεύει ουσιαστικά τον εαυτό του και να δέχεται κριτική προκειμένου να κάνει όσο μεγαλύτερες και καλύτερες αλλαγές μπορεί σε προσωπικό επίπεδο. So, what about photo shoots? Do you like photo shoots? Is it organized? Tell me a bit about how you do your photos.
Make photo shoot, but sometimes I'm not make photo shoot every week and every weekend because sometimes for me it's too boring. I prefer make costume to wear costume. I love sewing, I love craft by my hands, but when I put the costume on me, it probably I don't see I think I'm not photogenic, so I think I'm not look like good on my photos. So I don't know, it's not good.
I want to impossible.
Yeah, but you are I'm so critical by myself and my work, so I'm critical of my photo too, and I like make photo shoot, but I not make all day like some my friend. I see them make photo shoot all weekend. I say, I want to sleep this weekend, please.
Yeah, I want to rest. So like you do, let's say like one photo shoot per month. Is that like an accurate number?
Yes, approximately. Yes. If I have cosplay to shoot, and if I found place and found a photographer.
So do you have like a regular photographer?
Yes, my boyfriend.
Oh, you take all the pictures?
Not all, but if I need some photo about my costume, I ask to him because I can remake photo on Photoshop by myself, and I can make it like I want.
So he can take your photos, you can edit your photos, yes. And you don't even pay him, right?
Yeah.
You pay him with love. Οπότε η Nad κάνει περίπου μία φωτογράφηση το μήνα για τα κοστούμια της, αν και δεν είναι το ιδιαίτερο αγαπημένο της. Πιστεύω ότι δεν είναι φωτογενική, που εγώ πιστεύω το αντίθετο. Το αγόρι της τραβάει τις φωτογραφίες, εκείνη μπορεί να τις κάνει edit και έτσι έχουν ένα πάρα πολύ ωραίο αποτέλεσμα. So, can you give us like any tips, maybe any like cosplay tips?
Yeah, I always say for people, don't start to make your dream cosplay for the first one, because if it's your first cosplay and if your dream cosplay is a very big cosplay, you don't make it good. I think I make this mistake on my life to make a big costume too earlier, so and it's not good. So start with a simple cosplay, and when you make another cosplay, just add some techniques you don't know for learn small. Yes.
You have to take the whole project you want to realize. Then you have to pick up each technical part and try a lower costume to masterize this technical first in order to do your dreaming costume.
Οπότε το πιο εύκολο tip που μπορεί να μας δώσει η Nad είναι να μην ξεκινήσουμε κατευθείαν με το μεγαλύτερο και πιο ωραίο κουστούμι, αλλά αντίθετα να πάρουμε ένα πιο μικρό project, το οποίο μπορούμε να τελειοποιήσουμε και να το κάνουμε όσο καλύτερα γίνεται. So I want to ask you, like, how long does it take you to make a costume?
It's really depends on costume because, for example, I make a cosplay for my last convention and it's Chi from Dragon Ball Z and I think I make it in 2 days. But for example, Sylvanas made 4 months, very intensive. So it's really depend on the costume. Some costume is very quick and some costume are very, very long because if they're armor, for example, you have time to make armor, to make the paint, to make all of the small bits of the paint. So it's not compressed time. You can make yes. So, but it's really depend on costume. But I'm very quick for make dress if it's only sewing, and if armor it's more longer.
Οπότε ένα κουστούμι μπορεί να πάρει για την άτε από 2 μέρες, άμα είναι ειδικά αυτό και εύκολο, μέχρι και 4 μήνες όπως πήρε το κουστούμι της Σιλβάνας. Εξαρτάται η Nad πιο πολύ έχει μία κλίση προς το ραφτό. So I want to ask you, is cosplay expensive in the end? No, for you, do you think it's expensive?
Yeah. Yes, cosplay is very expensive. And if you want to have beautiful fabrics or good products for example, Wobla or for Eva, it's not cheaper. It's very expensive. So it's not a free hobby. And it's when I try to don't put all my money in my cosplay because I need to buy my house, but sometimes I don't count.
She counts on herself. She likes you have something really cool on you. Count on yourself. Now I want it.
So, like, do you know, like, what is the most expensive costume you've made? Have you counted, like, how much?
I never count because
it will hurt yourself in the end.
But I think Katniss and Sylvanas are my 2 big cosplay because the fabric from Katniss, it's many. I have 46 meters of fabrics, and I make all the fabrics too. So I think it's expensive, and Sylvanas too because you need many wobla and form and resin. So I think all cosplay, like my last cosplay I make is Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. And we think, oh, it's just a teeny skirt and a teeny short, yeah. But you have to need to buy a wig, shoes. For the skirt, I want to use true leather, so it's expensive too. And all of the stuff for print, for 3D print. So I never seen, but I think it's more €200 just for a skirt and a...
Do you have that for Tifa?
Yes.
For Tifa, so I can't imagine how much Katniss.
Yeah, the Katniss, I think you are more €1,000. I think.
€1,000?
Yes. But yeah, I don't put all the money at the same time on the table. So it's very, yes, but I think at the end it's expensive. And for Katniss, I make 2 costumes, so the 2 costumes are yes.
Οπότε το cosplay, όπως έχουμε καταλάβει, είναι ένα πάρα πολύ ακριβό χόμπι. Το πιο ακριβό κουστούμι που έχει φτιάξει η Nad ήταν η Katniss που είδατε και στις φωτογραφίες, που κόστισε περίπου €1.000. Είναι τρομερό το ποσό και η Tifa που έφτιαξε, που φτιάχνει αυτή τη στιγμή, είναι στα 200 που είναι και πάλι ένα αξιοσέβαστο ποσό. So, could you tell us where we can find you, like your social media online?
Yes, I think you have all my social media on the screen, it's Nad Cosplay for all media, with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. For YouTube, you don't make YouTube/Nad Cosplay because it doesn't work, but if you search Nad Cosplay on the search bar on YouTube, you found me, and Twitter, or everywhere I want to put Nad Cosplay, it's more easy for people.
Οπότε μπορείτε να δείτε τα social media της εκεί, να την ακολουθήσετε στο Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Και νομίζω ότι κάπου εδώ μπορούμε να κάνουμε τις ερωτήσεις. Υπάρχει κάποιος που θα θέλει να κάνει κάποια ερώτηση στην Nad? Οποιοδήποτε, κάτι γενικό, μην τρέπεστε. Is there something that you would like to say to our guest?
Ό,τι θέλετε να το κάνετε direct, δεν είναι πρόβλημα.
You spoke earlier about participating in international competitions, and I would like to ask if you have noticed a difference in themes and characters between European countries, other different mindsets. For example, is there more search for this? Do you notice any patterns in the characters that others choose, or is it just pure random, whatever everyone likes?
The difference of the cosplayer between Europe and the other part of the world?
Yeah, like America or like Asia.
I think it's mentality of thing. It's not. We all make cosplay, but we have some difference. For example, the last important thing. No. The most important difference of for example, the US and the Europe, not English, but the Europe, it's for example for the blackface. You know perhaps what is the blackface, and for French people, you don't understand why it's a problem. But in the US, it's a very big problem, and you can't make people with black skin if you are white. And I understand them feeling, but it's not my way of thinking. I think it's not a problem, and I think it's very American it's very American problem. But I think I think about apart blackface, we all make cosplay. I think we use the same material, we use the same technique. Probably not really the same all the world, because I don't know if in the USA they know Wobbler. I don't know if they, because I think Wobbler is German product. So it's really European product, but I think it's different for the PlayStation, because on stage when I go to Brazil, for example, they use when you make a solo competition, you can have other people on stage with you, like ninja, for make interaction with you. And in France, for example, and Europe, it's forbidden. When you are making solo, you are solo on stage. But on Brazil, you can have one or two other people with you to interact with you, to move some part of your scenery. And he opened all the door for make a more interesting PlayStation, for example.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions? Έχουμε κάποιον άλλο που θέλει να ρωτήσει κάτι? Ωραία. Σε περίπτωση που θέλετε να γνωρίζετε το σκηνικό στο οποίο αναφέρεται η Nad, είναι ένα σκηνικό το οποίο έγινε με μια καλή Cosplayer, η οποία αποκλείστηκε από ένα διαγωνισμό επειδή έκανε έναν χαρακτήρα που εξωτερικά ήταν μαύρος. So you're referring to the event that happened with a French cosplayer that was banned from the yeah, I'm not sure that everyone knew that incident and what happened. Because for
It's one of my best friends too, so it's touched me because I know Livana on the privacy, and she's very upset about all of this, and it's very hard for her, and it's very hard for me because it's my friend, and I saw her. Yes.
And like, just to clarify for people who don't know, it's not that the French cosplayer just put like makeup on her face and like turned her face black. She made like a full armor, like a full muscle costume out of latex that, I guess, offended some people.
And she don't understand what's happened because for her she don't make blackface, and I think it's very complicated because on the both sides we are we are both.
It's depend of your point of view on your experience. Both sides have true arguments, and you can understand each side. But if we make a difference, it's still a problem. So yeah, we have to get in memory of it's of kind of fun. Yeah, makeup is blackface. Mostly it's maybe it's a new technique also, maybe need a new word. Yeah, we can understand both sides, but she really worked on his technical working, and we upset about the working, not about the idea of beyond. She don't want to do working or often. That's not the main idea of what her work. We will be proud of her work instead of the using of the meaning of the work.
So I think our time is up. Thank you so much for the amazing interview. If you guys want to take a photo with Nad, we can do it right after we go from here. Thank you so much. Can we give a big round of applause for Nad? Thank you so much.
Thank you for everyone, and see you later. And if you have some question or you want to talk to me, I am on my stand for all day